Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Biafra. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something we talked about the last time I made a video, and this is more like a continuation of the last video, which addressed the issue of pastoral violence in Nigeria. In recent times, I have seen a lot of comments or posts on social media with certain people sort of feeling indifferent about what is going on. You sort of read things like, well, let them deal with it because they voted the president, or, well, let them deal with it. Besides, when they were killing our people, nobody said anything about it. And this is obviously something that all these commenters or people that are talking about are entitled to, because as Nigerians, they sort of have to decide where they stand. But I'm really sorry that I don't agree with that narrative. The reason being that although it's unfortunate that recently, obviously, the pastoral conflict has sort of been concentrated around Benue State, with a lot of the victims, mothers, young girls, young boys, and of course fathers who were farmers. Keep in mind, farmers, these are people that are significant to the food security of Nigeria. These are people that produces the yam you see and buy in the market, the cassava that is converted to gari and the likes. And so just pause for a minute and ask yourself, with thousands of them being killed over the years, with thousands of them now currently displaced because of the continued violence in that state, what do you think would happen to your food security as a Nigerian? Do you think that what is happening in Benue State is not going to affect the price of gari in the market? Well, I don't know if you think so, but if you think that it doesn't concern you for whatever reason, because maybe you're not from Benue State, I'm sorry to bring you the bad news, because in not so distant future, that cup of gari that you would usually buy for 100 naira is going to cost you 500 naira. Yes, you heard me right. So I guess the point of this video is, even if you don't want to stand in solidarity with these people, to call the government to action, to act, because at the time of speaking, of course, it doesn't concern you, or it's not affected you, or it doesn't affect you in any way. Well, this is what you think. I'd like you to sort of rethink your stance, because it does affect all of us. As some of you might know, especially for the Nigerians, Benue State is known as the food basket of the nation for a reason. This is because they produce a lot of the food that we eat, and we cannot allow these farmers, yeah, the farmers, to be killed, to be displaced without saying anything, just because at the moment it's none of our business. Because in the long run, it is going to be our business, and it's either by affecting the cost of food, which a lot of people in Nigeria cannot even afford at the current time, or it's going to come to your state. Keep in mind that the violence somehow have been reported in Enugu State, in Imo State, in Oshun, in Ogun State as well, which sort of cuts across Nigeria. So I guess this is a call to action for us to collectively speak up, especially as the election is approaching. The government cannot but listen to what we have to say. Make your voice heard, make your voice count. Ask your representatives, what are they doing to address the issue of pastoral violence? If what they are doing is not convincing enough for you, then use that to make a point and not vote for them. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sorry for sort of going into politics, which I didn't really want to do, but with what is going on in Nigeria right now, you cannot but link it to politics of the day. And if it's going to take sort of doing more than what we've normally done or what we'd usually do to get the government to act, then be it. But the long and short sort of the story is that we should stop thinking that because what is going on in Benue State, it is not currently going on in our state. That is none of our business. It is our business because it affects the collective food security of Nigerians and yours. Even if you can't afford to buy that food. Your family, your friends might not be able to afford the increasing food price. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.